Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today I have another shading video for you, but today we're going to be looking at these different tools down here that we can shade with that you may not have thought of or just haven't considered trying. So I will go through each of them and see if they work and what works the best and whatever. But in my last video, which you can see up here, I do a comparison between the makeup brush and the stump on which is better, and you may be surprised as to what the answer is. So go check that out if you want, but nonetheless, here we go. So get rid of that. So, shading tools. First off, I guess we'll just start with the stump, because the stump is what everyone's going to be familiar with, if you draw a lot at least, and it's what people recommend the most, and it's just the most common thing. And what I'm doing up here really has nothing to do with the shading. I'm just going to use this as a source of graphite. So dip that in there. Shading stump. Now, not bad. You kind of have to be careful with it though. Try to get as even a pressure as you can, or else you'll get these dark spots on the edges. You try to go in circular motions instead of just going hardcore back and forth. But if you can just do circular motions, you can continue to work it out. And that doesn't look half bad. But as I explained in my last video, you can see on the edges here and up top a little bit that it's a little darker. So if you're a perfectionist like me and you want it perfectly even, then I don't know, but it's good enough. All right, so this is the stump. Okay, next, let's try the Q-tip. Oh, the Q-tip. So, this is good. I've actually used this before, and it seems to give pretty good results. So same thing. Put more graphite on here. Now, obviously a better way of doing this would be with graphite powder, but I don't have any, so deal with it, I guess. All right, Q-tip. Oof. Okay, so that Q-tip sucked because it has plastic in the middle, and when you're shading, it would come through and scrape. No good. We don't want that crap. So I have another one. No plastic. And I believe we will fare better. That's better. Now this, I kind of have to put a little more pressure, but pretty good result. And I mean, if you don't have a Q-tip in your house, then we might have bigger problems than learning how to shade. So, that's pretty good. It's a little lighter than the stump, but not too bad. Give you a close-up. You can see the two. Pretty even, actually. They look pretty identical, but this one is a little lighter. So, pretty viable option, actually. And should be pretty easy to get a hold of. So before you spend money on a stump, Go in your bathroom, grab a Q-tip. Next, cotton ball. Now, this is really the same thing as a Q-tip, just bigger, fluffier. I don't even know if this is going to work. I've never actually done this before. And it is working, but barely. And you know, maybe if you're going for extremely light tones, I'm pushing pretty hard here. And it's just barely coming up, but it's actually a really nice, has a really nice gradient to it as it comes out. It's not like a hard edge, like this one is a little bit softer looking, but this is a little sharp. Now if you're doing this for big areas, this might be a good option with some charcoal even or something like that. I'm just showing you base idea here, but you're not going to be shading in little areas with this thing because it's just too squishy. Now I actually like that. That might actually be my favorite out of all three so far. Check that out. That's actually really, really nice. Maybe more time consuming, but hey, it could be worth it. Cotton, whatever. Okay, next we'll do this thing, which I am told is a makeup remover pad of some sort. But that's just what I'm told. Alright, so same thing. I would imagine I'm going to do some sort of finger wrap contraption here. Get that around your fingertip. See what this is all about. Now, these are pretty much all the same concept, but I'm just showing you a real example before you just go and take one of these and start smudging all over your drawing, only to figure out it doesn't work. Now, this is not really doing that great, but I would imagine part of that is because I'm only using a B pencil. But same type of result as the cotton ball, but it's even lighter. But like I said, that could probably be fixed with graphite powder or a darker pencil, charcoal. So yeah, that's pretty much the same as the cotton ball. It's a little lighter. Nice coverage, no streaks, no dark spots. Pretty good. Makeup pad. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a tissue. I've also never tried this, but I'm sure it's going to come out just fine like all the other ones. Alright, now this tissue could actually be better because you can actually fold it up or roll up an edge if you want to get a corner or something. And then you can just kind of come in here, get a little bit of that. That's actually a lot better than I was expecting. I quite like that. And you know, with something like the tissue, you can actually take something smaller like the end of this brush and just maybe wrap the edge. And if you have like a rubber band or something, just put a rubber band around it. Get something like that. And then you kind of have like your own makeshift shader. But just make sure the tip doesn't rub through, which it's not doing, but over time it might. That's not bad. The tissue is actually kind of a mix between cotton ball and I guess either of these two, the stump or the Q-tip, because you can actually get more accuracy if you twist up one of the edges like I showed you. And you get more accurate spots, but you get the nice gradient of the cotton ball and the makeup. So that's like pretty nice. I mean, if it's your only option, go for it. All right. Next, I'll actually show you what not to do, which I see a lot of people do and or recommend. And it's like, I used to do it when I first started drawing, but it's just not a good habit to get into. And that's using your finger. Now, this may be controversial. Some people may live and die by the finger. But I'm here to tell you, do not use your finger. I know it's right here. It's on your hand. Everyone's got a finger. Why not shade with the finger? No. No, no, no. And I'll show you. And I used to do this too. So I'm an offender as well. Get some on my finger. Ooh, yeah, finger. Come in here. Ugh. And it looks good. Which is cool, I guess. But there are some major setbacks to using said finger, which I will show you. Now, maybe you can use your finger if it's extremely clean first, extremely dry perhaps, but if you are sweating or if you have oily fingers and you do this over time, it will stain and it will be irreversible. And if your fingers are greasy just right away and you come back over this and you try to erase it out, it won't come out. And I'll try it right now. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if I come back over that with an eraser, it's not really that great. And the more you do it with your finger, the worse this problem is going to get. You can see it's kind of, it's kind of like still mushy gushy in the middle there. And that will ruin your entire drawing because that will be irreversible. But if we go to the tissue and erase it, actually, whew, I may stand corrected here. It actually looks worse. Okay, so maybe forget I said any of that. Maybe the finger is a viable option anyway. And we're learning something new every day. I still don't recommend it, because eventually you will. I just washed my hands, so eventually you will have a greasy finger. And you think everything's fine until tragedy strikes and your life is ruined. Plus, if you're shading with your finger, you kind of look like an amateur. You look like a child. This isn't finger painting. This is drawing. Anyway, whatever. If you want to use your finger, go for it. I don't care. Next. I showed this in my last video, but the makeup brush. Wow, makeup brush. Come in here. Do it like you're painting. Now this is probably my newest favorite method. I haven't used it on a drawing yet, but I will. You just wait. Because I've been using a stump, and quite honestly, this is like the worst one of them all. Maybe I just suck at using the stump. I don't know. But what I do know is all these other things work a hell of a lot better. And I'm over here using a stump like a fool. the makeup brush is where it's at. Now it's not getting especially dark because my graphite spots here is a little weak. But you get the idea. Beautiful coverage, no streaks, no spots, and you have the luxury of pressure. If you want to push really hard, shove those bristles down in there. If you want to do just a beautiful, delicate dusting of graphite awesomeness, you can do that too. You just got to work it in real nice. You can see what that's like. That's pretty good. Also, something to maybe note, there's actually a line going through the middle of that. That's part of the paper. That's not me, but whatever. You can kind of see that these are a little darker in the middle because I was applying a little more pressure. The brush, on the other hand, where is it? Over here, yeah. It's kind of a more even all around, which I don't know. I kind of just like it. I like the way it looks. So I'll probably use that in the future, which you will see here on my channel. Lastly, same thing kind of, makeup brush, but no, it's a sponge. So, I've never tried this before. Ooh. It's nice and smooth though. Kind of like it. See what this has to offer. Oh. Now that is interesting. Huh. Now that is also not what I was expecting. Okay, maybe if I go like this, it's a little better. Alright. Alright, sponge, I see you. That's not bad, even though it's a little blotchy. That's mostly because I was going hard on the circles. Maybe don't do that. There's like a little light dusting. I mean, this isn't, I guess it is a sponge, but it's kind of rubbery. And it kind of grabs onto the paper. It's not like smooth. So if you're trying to go back and forth, it kind of hangs up on the paper, which is going to leave one of these stupid marks. So I thought I was going to like this a lot. I don't. But I showed you anyway. All right. So those are 8 different things you can use. Sponge, not so good. Brush is my preferred method that I'm going to be using a lot. Stump kind of sucks. Q-tip kind of sucks. Cotton makeup pad, surprisingly really good. Hard to use though, especially the combo unless you're doing a really big area. And finger, I know I completely failed on that one, but trust me, it sucks. I know from experience, I've ruined drawings that way, and it's just not good. I mean, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. When I went to shade back over it, it's just kind of turns into a mess after a while. And you don't want your drawing to be a mess. Yeah, I don't know. You look at it, you tell me, am I an idiot or is it crap? Whatever, who cares? Alright, so that's it. Here's all the options. Next drawing, take your pick. Most of these are hella cheap. So pick which one you like and use it on your next drawing. Thank you for watching.